So good morning and welcome to another Sutton Coldfield Chamber in Focus interview with myself, Chris Brewerton. I head up the chamber in the locality in Sutton Coldfield, and I'm delighted to be joined by Julie Rennison from Sutton Coldfield Town Hall. We'll give you the full introduction in a moment, Julie, but good morning.
Hello.
Good to see you, good to see you. So Julie, you're Royal Sutton Coldfield Community Town Hall Trust Managing Director. Let's get that right and get the Royal in. It's absolutely important in that regard. Obviously, for those of you members who are watching who aren't aware or perhaps aren't aware of what's the current situation, so the Town Hall, it was a trust that was created at the end of 2016. Julie joined in 2018 and is now Managing Director and works across sort of artistic direction and business strategy, which with the COVID pandemic in the last 12 months has faced huge changes and challenges to the way that the venue works. But it was really interesting today, you know, as we look at a sort of a 12-month on discussion around the pandemic, but also looking forward. So really delighted to have Julie here with us in her home bar, I'm told, which is a fantastic setting to have the interview in. And I'm sure we'll look forward to being back at the venue soon, and we'll come on to that in a moment. So Julie, good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me on, Chris.
Yeah, wonderful. I just wanted to start really with the first mention of where the Town Hall is currently and the vaccination programme that you've been sort of offering with for the community of Sutton. So just give us a quick update on that and we'll move on to some other areas as well.
Well, it feels at the moment that we're like sort of quite a serene swan. There's this programme that took a lot of work to get the vaccination programme up and running, and working with the NHS and the Town Council and all the different parties and the volunteers really threw a lot of time and energy at it, and it's running so well. I'm so proud of everybody. And beneath the surface, there's so much planning going on about post this. So about from September onwards and when shows come back, there is a lot of work going on actually underneath in the basement and in the offices. And so it's quite exciting to know that that's all happening upstairs, but downstairs we're planning for the future.
Yeah, and the work's really coming through, and yeah, from a community basis. I know the quick mention of the food banks and the work you've been doing linked to the Town Council with them.
Yes, over the last, well, certainly it's now a year that we've been a food bank donation station. So that's working with the local food banks. We, on a Monday and Friday, collect local community food that gets dropped off, and then 5 local food banks come and collect it over the week. So that's now a year. We've raised nearly £50,000 worth of food donations, which is amazing. And we've also been doing things like working with the Up Creative community to get clothing recycling. We've done that project. We've had loads of volunteers coming in to do decoration and furniture restoring, and it's weirdly been a beautiful time in such a disastrous time. It's actually been great that we've actually seen the community show what spirit they've got.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think that's the key area, and yeah, the key point is that community coming together. And as a town hall, you know, it would be absolutely the right place to be at the centre of that, and that's really positive. And I know from following various things on social media and on the news outlets that, you know, how much work's been done by so many people, and it's great to see that's continuing. And a really interesting example of that sort of serene at the top with all the great community work, but in the background you're getting down to business to start looking at September and your future plans, which is brilliant. So yeah, I suppose wanted to come on to that. Obviously the grant funding and the support you've had has been important as an organisation and as a business. Just tell us a bit about that grant support that you have had and how, and then move on to the future plans of the Town Hall as we look forward.
Sure. We've been successful in a few applications, both general and very specific projects. So like general grants would include ones from Birmingham City Council to just support us to pay electricity bills and things like that while it's closed, through to specific grants. For example, the local enterprise partnership did the Pivot and Prosper last year. It was worth £40,000, of which they donated 30,000, and that was towards steering us in the direction of weddings. We've always done weddings, but it lacked investment, and so we lacked some of the things other venues had. We've completely transformed that. New marketing plan, which actually launches this Saturday with a virtual wedding fair.
Wonderful.
Which you can see on our website. Well. And things like we've put in streaming services for weddings. We've improved the decoration. We've installed smart tills and coffee bar, and just raised it a level. It's a really great thing to offer at the moment, because so many weddings have been postponed.
Yeah.
Of course, we also can do ceremonies. We've got license for ceremonies as well. So
Wonderful.
we hope to see a lot more weddings at
yeah, I don't know, when pre-pandemic we'd come round and sort of looked at the plans, you know, for the trust moving forward in many years to come. And yeah, while that's been paused to a degree, it's great to hear that through that support you've actually been able to put some of those plans.
Well, that's been great for a specific project. And then other things we've had is the government's Culture Recovery Fund.
Okay, yeah.
So that's specifically for getting us going again as a venue. The plans were originally to start putting on shows from sort of January, but obviously we've not been able to do that. So in return, we started to look at virtual and developing our virtual side. So we did a trial comedy show in February, and then we're going to be doing a quiz with Paul Sinner from The Chase. Wonderful. We're going to do that on 21st of April. And then we have another one with Jeremy Vine the month after that. So we're going to be sort of developing our digital and online presence just until we can really get on with that.
And all the while planning for that, you know, that the reopening that we all hope will come in. And from your point of view,
from September, we're incredibly busy from September, show after show. And then of course the pantomime Cinderella is back in December as well, which we were meant to have last year and sort of held on, and this is down to the Cultural Recovery Fund. We're able to actually press ahead with that now.
That's wonderful. Yes, and I'm sure many members and non-members and local Sutton businesses and people will have been to those pantomimes over the years, I'm sure, which we all look forward to coming. And I'll avoid the pantomime joke about no, you didn't. Yes, you did. Yeah. No, it's great to hear, and that's really interesting. And I think these discussions are about that, is that, you know, to show that there's so much happening currently, but that planning is really positive. So you mentioned your future plans, and of course, getting those weddings and that offering, the virtual offerings moving forward. From a business point of view, where are you with that sort of business engagement? I know we had one of our last events actually with the chamber was at the town hall before pre-lockdown, and then just give us a bit more information around that.
Yeah, well, as I said, one of the really encouraging things that happened over last summer was volunteers coming forward and working with us. And Liz Carnell was one of these volunteers that came forward with a paintbrush and said, I'd like to come and help. And it turns out she's a venue consultant and worked with NEC and all those sorts of places. Wow. And wow, she's absolutely addressed a lot of things we hadn't had time to look at. So the way that we work with businesses, our conference facilities, our training, and there's so much work going on behind the scenes to relaunch this. We're really excited to be able to launch it in September. We're working with a company called Trident Hospitality, who look after the marketing and promotion and good practice of a load of corporate venues. So we're getting a lot of support from them, and with their help, really pushing forward with the relaunch in September.
Wonderful. Yeah, and as you say, again, it's that proof and that showing that there's all the work behind the scenes that you're at least able to plan for now, and fingers crossed things move forward, and it'll be really exciting times. So no, brilliant. Really, thanks so much.
Really positive.
Wonderful. And I suppose just to sort of finish on a positive, just give us a sort of indication of how you and the business are now feeling after such what has been almost a washing machine type experience of being from pillar to post with all the different tiers last year and the real challenges. But looking forward now, how much more positive are you able to be?
I think compared to a year ago, I mean, things were so bleak this time last year for us as a business, not knowing whether we would last the summer. Certainly having that support, and then again at Christmas, knowing that the NHS were coming, just would keep us ticking along until we could do the shows again, and then the Culture Recovery Fund helping to get that launched. I feel like people have listened. I feel like the applications we've put forward have proved that we are viable, but also an exciting prospect for the town, and really great business going forward. And people have listened and responded and said, we'll back you, or we will come to this, it does strangely feel positive compared to last year, where it just felt, unfortunately, like it would not be open. And so, because obviously our next step is to the renovations, which will cost around £5 million, and we will need a lot of town support for that. the NHS coming in gave us the chance to showcase what we've got. And so people coming in for their vaccinations and seeing what a beautiful place it is really helps me when it comes to engage for the fundraising for the future. And, you know, and doing the quizzes where people can, every time someone takes part in that quiz, it puts money in that box to get a new roof and all that sort of thing. It isn't just a case of putting on entertainment, enjoying it. It's every time you do something with us, you're putting back into the future of the town hall.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it feels positive. It really does.
Wonderful. That's a great way to finish. And I know the community sort of spirit is strong across the whole of the country, but never more so, more than that in Sutton Coldfield. And it's good to hear that, that has really come through. So, Julie, it's an absolute pleasure to speak to you. Thanks so much. We look forward to seeing you sooner rather than later, hopefully. And good luck and stay. And I'm sure we'll speak again soon. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Chris.